now? No. So, last time, we entered the 9th circle, and theoretically, we should be nearing the end. I don't know how much more is left, but the pacing of this game has suggested that we are on the precipice of being done. It's pretty attractive. Is there a path over here? It looks like there's a path. Why would you make it look like there's a path over here and then not put one? Okay, so herein we see the giants. Nimrod. Trying to remember their names again. One of them's Ephialtes. It's the last one I'm having a hard time remembering. I keep wanting to say Antioch, and that is not the word I'm looking for. Okay, well, if you knock me over right then, that's bad for me. Oh, okay. No. Antaeus? That doesn't sound right, but maybe that's right. It's possible I'm just not remembering the names well enough that I'll even recognize them. If you're not ignoring everything in order to, like, maintain your position, you just fall off. That's what's so stupid. Like, you have to just absolutely quit caring about fighting. You have to quit anything. Anything that is not running back toward the giant's face. It's too aggressive. It's too aggressively tuned. Can I leave now, please? God, I hate this. Oh, you thought I wasn't gonna find this, huh?
I killed Arthur to bring glory back to Britain. No!
Phantom.
All right. Not impressed.
For betraying the love and trust that nature makes. At the center of the universe, in the seat of the devil himself, every traitor is consumed eternally.
Consumed by what?
What makes this cold wind?
Lo, Dis himself, the emperor of the woeful realm. And lo, the place where you must arm yourself with fortitude.
So technically that's correct. This is the name of the creature that's at the center of hell, but that's Lucifer. But Lucifer's just been hanging around.
Master, will we speak again?
Gird yourself for the final encounter. Think not on me. Should you prevail, I will see you on the other side.
Cool. We're all having a lot of fun here, right? Are we having a lot of fun here? Grizzly Willis, thank you so much. With all the tension of this scene, I got a little startled by your sub, but I appreciated it. Nevertheless. Oh, is this gonna be Ugolino? Oh, if I had fallen and I had to redo all this, I would have been so pissed off. If this is Count Ugolino, they're missing another great opportunity for like a cool guy to make an enemy out of.
I don't watching my son.
Fuck you.
Broke my heart.
Count Ugolino, by the way, if you don't know, has like one of the coolest stories in all Inferno.
Watching my sons starve.
Count Ugolino. So, I mean, it's kind of metal, but it's also kind of sad. Count Ugolino, so the basic story is that he had helped, a bishop, defeat their political enemies, and in return, he was backstabbed. He was, thrown into the top of a tower and locked in, with his sons. Basically just trying to hide him away, because he was essentially more or less evidence, of what had happened. The bishop didn't want that information getting out, so locked him in the tower, and they were starving, and I mean, it's obviously incredibly dark. I'm not trying to say, like, how cool this terrible thing is, but, like, it's a pretty metal story. Like, he's trapped in, they're trapped in the top of this tower, and, like, he eats his sons. Like, he eats them. And so, the punishment in hell specifically, they both are there. Both the bishop and Count Ugolino are there. I don't necessarily know that I agree with Count Ugolino being in the realm of the traitors, because I think the premise is that him having eaten his sons is an act of treason. Not treason, treachery. But like, first off, his sons knew that they were dying, right? And so they were like, you should eat us. We you know, you survive, we'll die. Like, he was just trying to survive, essentially. I mean, it was not exactly a situation in which you make all the best decisions. But the cool part, the place that I'm going with this, what's cool about it is that in I guess Caina, they kind of like, you meet Ugolino right on the boundary between Caina and Ptolemaea, because essentially the bishop is in Ptolemaea for having done treachery against his country, and Ugolino is in Caina for doing treachery against his family. And the way you find them is Count Ugolino is eating the bishop's brain right out of his head. They're both awake. He's eating his brain, like, right out of his head. Which is super metal. Like, anyway. I probably butchered some parts of that story. I probably got a few details wrong. But essentially, Ugolino helped the bishop, defeat, exile the Ghibellines. So.
I've waited eternity for this emancipation.
Is this Lucifer? Why? How is this Lucifer? Okay, well, if there was supposed to be a prompt on screen there, I just want you to know you forgot to put it up. At least wherever I was looking, it wasn't there.
Evil creation you people are!
Okay, so it wasn't a quick time event it was setting me up for. It was just like, why don't you attack him while you're in mid-air? The design language is so inconsistent in this game. Sometimes you find yourself in combat and it's just like, by the way, we're doing a quick time event right now. And there's no way you could have been prepared for it. And then sometimes it's just like, hey, I know this looks like a quick time event, but maybe you should just treat this like it's normal. Like, don't read too much into it. Yeah, that's true. That's on us. This is definitely Lucifer. 3 heads, giant wings, making cold windstorms. Yeah, I knew I was gonna die here.
I've waited eternity for this immortalization.
I need to get hit once.
failed me. Brave Ulysses, the great Alexander, Attila, Lancelot. Only you possessed a soul black enough to free me.
Cool. Weird. Damn.
I gave my soul to free Beatrice, not you.
Did you really think this was all about the girl? She was the bait!
Her soul is free now. Only you and I remain.
Come for me, holy warrior! Come! Fulfill your destiny!
Please stop saying come.
You cannot imagine what it means to be free of that prison!
I would put pants on if I were around this many sharp objects. Like, honestly, kind of bold. It's bold of him to be just confident.
Truly suffer! Damn you!
Is this good? I'm getting hurt by it? Okay, so it hurts me to use... to use the crosses against him? It hurts me? Okay. It feels like this fight's gonna take an hour.
You cannot imagine
what it means to be free!
Yeah, I get punished for doing that. Hey, could the camera move backwards? I'd prefer if the camera moved backwards a little bit.
To betray! Oh, dear! Truly suffer! Worse than my own! Damn you! Fortified me. Feel the pain I have felt.
Did I never learn how to do combat correctly? Because I'm landing so many hits and just doesn't seem to be really having much of an impact, if I'm being honest. Or is this just the way it works? You know what I mean? Yeah, we already fought the massive version. Now he's the small version to fight.
Foul human! Your soul is mine!
Maybe it's just like a jock strap. I feel like it would be very difficult to maneuver with that.
Yield to my supremacy!
to be free of that prison! Like Eve at the end.
I'll do this the hard way. I don't give a shit. Is there an easier way to do this? Probably. I don't give a shit.
I stood for my fellow angels, for reason and justice, and then he made you in his image. You, the flawed creation, and I was to bow down to you.
I was fully prepared for him to be giving this dissertation at full mast.
Breaking the chains of Judecca.
You dolt! Behold your ruin, and witness my escape into the kingdom of purgatory and paradise! I will restore my enemies! Now, fully suffer! Feel the pain I have felt! Supremacy. Truly suffer. Underworld
He is so much harder to fight in midair. This is so stupid.
How dare he call you the favored creation?
What is the move I'm trying to do here? What? Okay, so I start at the beginning of the whole thing, probably. No? They at least checkpointed me here.
Sovereign of the underworld, truly suffer. Look what your free will has
I'm actually really impressed that it has a checkpoint.
I was the morning star, the light in the sky. Truly suffer. You think you can defeat the first of the angels? Truly suffer. Why bother? Feel the pain I have felt.
The problem is that something about grabbing him sometimes like locks up my controls in such a way that I get hit by his ground pound. Like, I want him to ground pound. That actually works really well for me.
Feel the pain I have felt. Yield to my supremacy. Truly suffer. Feel the pain I have felt. Yield to my supremacy. Truly suffer. You're a Remember the war in heaven! Remember the rebellion!
No thanks. I'm gonna poke someone's eye out with that thing, man. I'm serious. It's a hazard.
We shall all witness the end of the universe! The fallen sons of paradise!
What do you want me? You're asking me to grab this,
Make the earth tremble.
and then not telling me what you want?
And leave the world a desert.
Okay, now it's letting me do something else. I did R1, it just, there was no indicator to me that I could target any of the others, you know what I mean? Like, visually it was not indicating that I could target any of the other platforms.
Wait! There's just one last minor detail with which I ought to make you familiar.
Thank God he put on some pants.
It can't be. You're dead, Dante. You can't go anywhere. Not a single soul may leave this place. It is forbidden by him. I am so sick of you.
Get that a lot.
I will reclaim my rightful place in paradise. My path will be paved with the sins of man, and yours, Dante, shall be the bedrock of my return. And all that is good shall be gone from the universe forever!
Not yet. I have collected many souls on this pilgrimage. Souls that I have freed from this inferno. And together, they now possess the power to free me. Father, mother, brothers, absolve me!
This power, Dante. We can use it together. You and I, friend.
Friend.
Just think what we could achieve.
I would rather not.
Dante,
What if you didn't absolve anyone over the course of this?
Beatrice.
Together, we will
Do you get a different
rule
cutscene
the
here?
Kingdoms of the afterlife.
It's not going to happen.
Phenomenal cosmic power! We're gonna live in space. Nice.
Dante.
No, he literally, like, sewed a cross onto his body. Oh, did we? Nice. I missed it. That's my bad. Did they mocap Gerard Butler for this or something?
I did not die. And I did not live.
You just rip that off? Alright. Oh yeah. And it was a snake. And they were snakes the whole time. To be continued. So, I guess that didn't go so well. Making of baby. No, I've actually seen that video a lot of times. A lot of times in my life. I'm good. Ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba-bee. Okay, that's really good, Dubs. I think you'll forgive me if that maybe doesn't make it into the art reel, but it's solid. Okay, here's what I'm gonna say about this game. It really manages to fuck up the way that it uses Dante's work as its source material. And it's an incredibly tedious, direct God of War clone. But I do think it has some redeeming elements. Some of the writing was actually pretty good at times. There were a few lines in this game that I was like, oh, that was really well written. The scenery, like the set dressing, gorgeous most of the time. Absolutely incredible stuff. It does not make me want to play it more. But, okay. No, I'm talking about lines. I mean, okay, so some of it was like obviously cribbed from Dante's Inferno, but like there was a lot of like genuinely original writing in this that I thought was actually pretty solid. Yeah, Dante's Inferno walked so that we may run, exactly in the direction of not putting giant demon dicks in our games. Yeah, that's the thing though, right? Like, I do think it's hard, you're hard-pressed to argue that it's not just kind of a... This is not a labor of love. This was not made by a bunch of people who are really passionate about Dante, and nor do they have to be. I don't want to suggest like that's the standard to which I hold all work, but it really does feel like we can make God of War. Like, let's us make God of War too. I think there were parts of this that were fun. I think there are a lot of parts of it that aren't. Just by virtue of it being a God of War clone, it inherited a lot of the weird tedium of God of War. I don't know. Like, at the end of the day, what I want to say is that it was less bad than I expected. But to be fair, my bar was so incredibly through the floor that doesn't mean I'm saying it was good. I'm saying it wasn't as bad as I was expecting. Its largest crime is honestly the tedium. I expected to be most upset about the mishandling of Inferno's writing, but I think it had some interesting ideas riffing off of that. I think my biggest problem was just the God of War tedium. I don't know, Skullgun. I imagine that he tried to stop it, but they wouldn't listen. What happened to Beatrice? Midway through the journey of our life, I found my... No, midway through the game... Oh, it was right at the beginning of the ninth circle, right? We encountered Beatrice, and we, used the cross on her in a cutscene, and she, like, was avenged and taken up to heaven. So, Gabriel or Michael or some other such angel took her up to paradise. Like, I don't know what I would expect this game to do with the Malebolgia, but I feel like turning it into a little, like, WarioWare pit of 10 trials was a very dumb idea, and it really just made that whole area feel so tedious. No, I don't know that it was ever really explained, Mazian. We see him doing it, at one point, and I think it's supposed to be presumed that he's, like, using the stitching to dress an injury. But I don't know that that's actually true. Yeah, the animated film might have covered that, but based on, like, all of the little vignettes, the little cutscenes showing, like, Dante the Crusader, I'm not sure I want to hear more of his story. It sucked. It sucked a lot. It was real bad. Oh, thank you so much, Red. I can't wait to see this. You just really zoomed on in there, huh? You really just, like, got a real tight angle on that one, hmm? That's awesome. That's awesome, Red. Thank you. Thank you for that. They didn't think to maybe put music during... Is, like... Maybe it's just the disc is reading wrong? Like, did the disc read poorly, and so that's why we're not getting music right now? Honestly, the one criticism everyone kept giving that I don't know that I fully agree with, and this is just me, this is not, like, me defending the game, but, like, people kept criticizing the super generic, we have God of War at home music during, battles and stuff like that. I found it unobtrusive. Like, it blended in well enough that, like, I never noticed that the music was generic. It just kind of, like... It's the same song I've heard in every other God of War knockoff game I've ever heard, so it was, like, inoffensive, extremely. Which God of War clone am I going to play next? Well, the lesson that I learned from playing this God of War clone is that God of War games are probably not for me. So, I wouldn't be expecting my next Dante's Inferno game to be Devil May Cry, if that's what you're maybe thinking about. Not to say necessarily that Devil May Cry is a God of War knockoff, but rather that this style of, like, we put 20 guys in a room for you to kill is not really a compelling game loop for me. You know what I mean? It's incredible that they went with absolute silence for the credits. Is it looping? I'm sorry, I already saw QA testers earlier. Is it looping? I usually feel, I have to tell you, I usually feel extremely strongly about playing credits on stream. I feel like if someone worked on a game, it is part of the process to see who all worked on it, to give people credit. I really just want to skip this because the silence is unsettling to me. Alright, I'll wait. I'll let it ride. The weird hum in the background you're hearing is the PS3. Whose disk drive and fans are running like it's a full-time job. Ah, now we're getting to the French voice talents. I'm gonna play more Dante Inferno games. I mean, the only other Dante's Inferno game I really know, aside from Devil May Cry, is, Where in Hell is Carmen Santiago? Is that it? Is that the... Did I get the name right, Jeff? I didn't have any plan to play it, but if it's like a nice, tight little experience, I might be willing to check it out sometime soon. What if I played Devil May Cry? I've watched enough Devil May Cry in my life to be able to tell you it's probably not for me. I'll be real. It's just not for me. Have I played Bayonetta? No, and I haven't seen a lot of Bayonetta, but it doesn't look remarkably different to me. Again, I mean, these could just be, like, my misrepresentations of the game from little bits that I've seen, but they just don't strike me as my style. I usually am a pretty good judge of whether or not I'm going to have fun playing a game. Like, I saw this game and I was a pretty good judge of whether or not I was going to enjoy it. I knew I wasn't. I don't think there's anything wrong with those games, but it's the same as, like, I don't really get into MMOs or JRPGs. It's just not a gameplay loop I'm particularly interested. Are you good? I would check out the VOD, Arton. We've only been live for about an hour, and the main things that you missed are just, like, Satan's giant dick.